So, do you remember last week I talked about the Israeli pedophile who was caught in a sting in Las Vegas, and then he apparently had like meetings scheduled with the NSA, and he was just let go. He wasn't actually criminally charged by a judge, while everyone else caught in the sting was, and he was just allowed to return to Israel, and now he's certainly never going back to the US to face charges. Some incredible stuff about this guy has come out since. He was a high up in Israel's cybersecurity department that reports directly to Netanyahu or something like that, of the Israeli National Cyber Directorate. And everything about this guy has been getting buried. My own video on him got half the views of the next lowest video. Noah Samson uploaded a video on him that got next to no views. If you talk about this, it's getting buried. Absolutely buried. And on Twitter, it's even just getting outright deleted. Noah Samson's video on this got 17,000 views. This is on a channel that usually gets 150,000 views per video in a couple of days, minimum. And some people scoured this pedophile's appearances in Hebrew language media, and they found a wild interview that he gave with Israeli television a few months before this pedophilia arrest. So Tom Alexandrovich is the pedophile in question, who was caught red-handed, unambiguously attempting to solicit sex from a minor. And this is an AI-translated video of an appearance that he made on Israeli TV, speaking in his role as a part of the Israeli National Cyber Directorate, reporting to Netanyahu. So this, unfortunately, is dubbed by AI, but it's still, machine translations are very accurate these days. Just try to ignore the idiotic AI voice and focus more on the subtitles.
Tom Alexandrovich is with the National Cyber Unit. He is the head of the Technological Defense Department.
The state prosecution received almost 30. I think it handled 26,000 and received about 40,000 inquiries starting from the 7th of October regarding inciting content, about content that leads to demoralization, about some malicious content. This is huge data. 90% of this data is all under the Meta group, which includes Instagram, Facebook, and so on. There are organized campaigns on this issue. We saw a lot of posts. A lot of posts that the prosecution removed. Several hundred posts of content associated with
it. Is an initiative that came from Iran.
It is not only about such enemies. We are also talking about activists or other anti-Israeli activities that are organizing against Israel. I also encourage people to report to us so that others can benefit.
So this is a guy who is literally responsible for reporting posts that Israel doesn't like, that, as he said, cause demoralization among Israelis, to social media platforms and getting them removed at the behest of the Israeli government. This pedophile who traveled to Las Vegas, USA to have sex with a child, and who got caught doing so and then was allowed to leave the country with no penalty. He's the guy who, if you've had a post removed on social media, it's possible it was directly at this guy's behest. The Israeli government literally has pedophiles who are protected by the US and by Israel, who are in charge of deleting your social media posts that are too anti-Israel. As he said, posts that demoralize Israelis. No-nos. This is fucking wild. This is insane. This stuff, by the way, this is completely blacked out. There's a complete media blackout on this. The mainstream media is simply not talking about this story. Search, for example, CNN, Tom Alexandrovich, no report. What about AP News, Tom Alexandrovich? There's nothing from AP. Nothing from AP, nothing from CNN. So it's all second or third tier news outlets, or even alternative news outlets that are... No, Reuters has covered. Reuters has covered this. The Guardian has covered this. But a lot of the mainstream US domestic-focused news outlets are just not covering this at all. The only big outlet to have covered this is Reuters, which is more focused international stuff, and also the Guardian, which is British, and Al Jazeera, which is obviously Qatari, so they cover a lot more of this stuff. But the big, domestic-focused American news outlets are ignoring this story completely, when it's literally a domestic American happening, right? An Israeli pedophile attempting to rape a child in the USA. An Israeli pedophile literally in charge with using the Israeli government to take down anti-Israel posts from social media. Could they possibly play more into anti-Semitic stereotypes. Now, if you want to talk about the causes of anti-Semitism, look at this! Look at this! Look at this, Ethan Klein! Look at this! This is the sort of thing that you should be talking about if you're so against anti-Semitism, because this is what fucking spurs it, my dude. Jesus fucking Christ. How are you going to argue against, like, the notion that, like, there's, like, some global Jewish pedophile conspiracy or whatever, when the guy in charge of taking down tweets critical of Israel was let go scot-free after being caught red-handed by the police in the US? Now, I don't believe that there's a global Jewish pedophile cabal controlling the world, but it certainly gives a lot of ammo to the people who do when this sort of shit is going on. Why was he allowed to leave the country? Because he was meeting with the NSA. He worked for, like, the Israeli version of the NSA. He was in the US to meet with, like, his counterparts in the US. That's obviously why he was let go. He's too important to like, not let go, you know? But yeah, what a fucking joke. Crazy shit.